SK Vibemaker.
Know yourself out here, network. SK Vibemaker. It's another one. My interviews are hotter. Guess who's in the building? French the Kid.
Thank you for having me, brother.
Jesus.
Pleasure to be here, man.
The self-proclaimed Essex boy.
Yeah, we're
You know what I'm
trying.
saying? It's very important.
Trying. It is.
Yeah.
100%.
It's been a steady ascent over the last few years, I'll say.
Yeah.
People are definitely starting to talk about you quite a bit.
That's what we worked towards, literally, man. Like from the start, it wasn't like, let's jump on some mad tracks. I really wanted to build it through, and it's paying off now. So it's good, man.
A lot of people know. A few people are still definitely finding out about you.
100%.
How would you kind of what do you feel like you need to explain about yourself if people don't know about you yet?
That I'm just here to make pure music, bro. Like it's not like I've not jumped on this really for like a vibe or just like a quick drill tune or whatever. Like I really do that. I really love music, innit? So if you love music, then feel free to listen to my stuff, literally.
Straight up. And you grew up in Essex, Romford, right?
Yeah, that's it.
And you spent some of your teenage years in France.
Pretty much all of them.
Oh, for real?
Man, yeah.
How old was you when you went over there?
Boy, young. I can't actually remember, but I was young. I was still in primary, like early years of primary.
Straight.
Yeah.
And how old was you when you came back?
When I came back, I was just turned 16.
Straight up?
Yeah.
So you got like a deep affinity with France?
Pretty much,
You know what I'm saying?
All my school years were there, so.
All your school years
So
were
yeah,
there?
man, pretty much.
Could you speak French before you got there?
Nah. I got thrown into some little school, and it was just like, learn.
That was it?
Literally, but it was the best way to learn, I think, because after a year, bro, when you make friends out there and that, just starts.
Naturally.
Yeah, you just start feeling it.
Are you fluent French?
That is good. Yeah, I'd like to think so. I went there the other day and it was a bit ropey, but
I mean, you transition nicely, man. Anyone who's heard any of your music, they will definitely hear that you spit in English and you spit in French.
100%,
you got the melodies, but you effortlessly transition between the both.
Yeah.
Which is definitely a skill. We're going to talk about that a bit later. But you know what I mean, your music journey so far, how would you summarize it? When did you start rapping? When did you decide that you was going to take music as a serious career?
Yeah, I think, 3 years ago now, just freestyling with the boys. How a lot of people start really in this game. And then it was really just like, bro, like you need to record something at least. And then that was pretty much, oh no, there's a few tunes before that, but that was then Bella Latina.
Bella Latina was the beginning.
Yeah, pretty much. Link Up TV. Yeah.
And it's been a steady ascent since then, man.
Yeah, do you know what? I think after Bella Latina, because I met my manager, Obi, after Bella Latina, but there was like a gap where it was like, right, I've dropped it. You know when you're like, yeah, this is going to do views, and it doesn't. And then you're like, right, bruv, like, I really, what am I going to do in it? And then obviously I met Obs, and then we released Dream. And then after that, I was like, yeah.
Elevated.
Yeah, because it looks serious. So as long as you think it's looking serious and you're getting somewhere, then it is serious, do you know what I mean?
So from 2019 to like sort of now, along the journey, do you feel like you are exactly where you plan to be? Are you behind schedule? Are you ahead of schedule? How would you summarise it?
Just blessed. I'm just blessed to be here, bro. Like, I don't think any artist really expects to be where they are.
You'd be surprised.
Do you reckon?
Yeah, you'd be surprised, man.
Fair play to them. They're genies, bro. But with me, as I said to you before the interview, bro, like just music. I just like doing it. I've got here through doing what I love, so I'm just it is what it is, really. But I'm blessed to be where I am with all the supporters and that. It's sick, man. It's proper sick.
You're one of those artists that definitely, you know, you're kind of very humble with it. You got a lot of artists that are fake humble. Right. You got a lot of artists that are gassed. You know what I'm saying? So when I ask that question, I get so many different responses, you know what I mean?
I feel you.
So let's talk about the name, man, because French, obviously, you spent time out in France, you speak French, maybe you got some French family, I don't know, you could kind of break that down. But the Kid part as well, you know what I'm saying? French the Kid, break it down. Was that the first rap name?
No, it was just French, really. I mean, all my boys call me French because I lived in France, and then, do you know what, some day some girl popped up to me and she was like, French, you should do French the Kid. And I was like, calm, say nothing.
And that was
I'll take that, and then that was that.
Straight up. Was there ever any other names before you settled on that name?
Nah, not really. French, it kind of just made sense. Like, and then the kid to just long it out a bit. Because there's a lot of Frenches, so yeah, man.
There was a freestyle, I can't remember the freestyle in particular, but you got the lyric where you say, Essex boy, but I trapped in France.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Talk to me
That's
about...
the old ones. That was a deep dive, that one.
Talk to me about your time spent in France. How was it and stuff, man? Because, you know,
France
people have got a particular perspective.
Yeah, cool.
I feel like you were in these streets.
Do you know what? France was up and downs. I think, especially at the age that I was. And I was like, it was me and my older brother, really. So I just looked up to him and whatever he was doing. But yeah, he just got caught up in things. I didn't really need to get caught up in things. But, you know, you're young, you get caught up in things, stuff happens. But do you know what? I don't regret anything in France, bro. France was like an eye-opener to a lot of things. Especially, I'm glad that everything that happened in France didn't happen in the UK, do you know what I mean?
Straight.
So like when I came back here, it was like, right, okay, I can actually try and do something. And that's obviously, music started coming along.
Was it always your plan to come back from France?
Always, bro. Always. I hated it. I was homesick. As soon as I left, I was homesick, bro.
What actually led you to France then, man?
My stepdad is French. Yeah. So he wanted to move there because his family's there, innit? So
Took the whole fam over there.
pretty much, yeah.
How was that switch from, you know, the lifestyle here in the UK to that French lifestyle? Because it's considerably different, you know what I mean?
Yeah. I was so young, bro, that I don't even remember too tough, but it was different in a way where when you're young, it's like, you know, you have to make new friends, but not only are you making new friends, you're making friends that don't speak the same language as you. Do you know what I mean?
Of course. That's different.
But when you're young as well, you can make friends with people that don't, you know, everyone just, it was good. It was good. It actually was much better than I thought it was going to be when I first moved over there.
What do you feel like are the common misconceptions of Essex then?
I think people see a lot of things on TV, and then they just think straight away, boom, Essex, this and that, and that's fine. I've never had any problem with the way Essex is put out on TV. I just think when it comes to rapping, like especially me, I'm repping Essex, but I just like you got to take it seriously. Do you know what I mean? Because it's not a joke. So yeah, man. But all different places have different areas and different types of people and things like that. So. It's like anywhere, isn't it, really? What
do you feel like some of the things you would like people to know about the real Essex? It's not just all ladies and fake times.
Yeah, but I'm trying to say...
I'm going to say that from someone that's not from
of course.
Because I feel like that's something that's portrayed as well.
But at the same time, bro, you'll get bad boys in Essex that do all that. It's so, yeah, man, it's so crap. Like, Essex is just a funny place, bro. But people get it so twisted, but... Like, the thing with Essex, we just don't care. Do you know what I mean? Like, we'll go pub, have a scrap, have a sick night out. You'll have, like, all different types of cultures in the pub with you while scrapping, bro. That is Essex to me. That's where I've grew up. Do you know what I mean? That's what it is about. Especially in our parts. So, yeah, man. But I think they'll get to know that. I think there's so many more rappers coming out of Essex now as well. That it will just come along, innit? Now
let's talk about Bella Latina, 2019, your first official release.
Was that 19? Yeah.
2019, man.
Boy.
We were a few years away from there.
Yeah.
How would you kind of describe how much you've evolved since then and grown?
Do you know what? Since then, that was more like I just found a beat, and every single bar that I wrote down in about a year, I just put all on that Bella Latina tune. And
that was strictly the spraying.
Bro, that was like bars from you. I can't even explain to you what some of them bars are from, bro. Some of them probably not even mine. Probably my boys' bars, bro. Yeah, no, Bella Latina, as I said, first tune. I wanted to get it out of there, and obviously since then, I think I've half kept that sound though. But at the same time, I know it's so long ago. I've sort of based it off that sound, and I think I've just become cleaner with it. Do you know what I mean? And then obviously gone into other rap styles and that, but yeah, that's where it all started.
There was a bar on there where you say fee fi fo fum, see an op boy, and I know they run.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? A lot can be taken from that line. How much would you say of a challenge it was for you to sort of avoid those, you know, those gritty streets, the road life and stuff, you know what I mean? All that gang stuff. Was that easy for you to avoid and not get sucked into and get onto this legitimate music life?
Yeah, I mean, as I said with me, bro, I just looked up to the wrong people, bro. I probably could have not done that.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what I mean? I tell that to everyone. Like, I don't, do you know what I mean? But I was young, and I just wanted to do it. I looked up to certain people, as I said. That's what it is. But a lot of people have been in it, and it's good that I can now put it into my music and show people like the real of it, really.
Mm-hmm.
As well, with like you can have a vibe in that, but it is real. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, man.
So we got the debut project on the table, Never Been Ordinary.
Finally.
What does that mean to you? The title and it finally being here for people to digest and listen to.
Yeah, bro, I can't wait. Like me and Obs, we've been sitting on these tunes. There's some tunes in there that we done like what 2 years ago, bro, 2.5 years ago, but they're still worthy to be on the track list, which is good because I was worried about that. You know, like I'm talking tunes from like proper like a while ago.
And that happens with a lot of artists, though.
Of course.
First project as well.
100%, but it ends up being the best sort of randomised lot of tracks. Do you know what I mean? Because it really is like a story for it. I just can't wait for people to hear it, bro. Sitting on it for a while now, so.
What does the title mean to you? Never Been Ordinary.
For
a debut project, somewhat of a statement.
Yeah, and I've just something that I kind of made up when I was younger, and it was like a little, not a motto for me, but it was like it always just resonated with me. So I just had to call my first mixtape. I just had to.
Do you feel very different to a lot of other artists in the game?
I don't feel different. I think a lot of us are very similar, but I think the time when I made that, I definitely was. It was definitely like people. If you saw, this was like what 2018. I was making these freestyles on Instagram, and people were like what this Essex kid, he's got a side parties. What is going on here, innit? Talking all this crud, like what? So that's when Never Been Ordinary came up because it's real. So for me, that was really like I put that there. I put that on my Instagram just so that they know. And then it's just become what it is now, and it's way bigger than what it was supposed to be. So
now a lot of artists will talk about their obstacles they've had to overcome, getting to the point where they felt comfortable as the artist they are, and making their way into the game. What do you feel like some of the main obstacles have been for you? I feel like you described a few already. You know, people looking at you and wondering about you, rapping all this crud and that. But what would you say have been like the main obstacles?
Yeah, I don't even think that was ever an obstacle. Otherwise, I would have just wore a belly. Do you know what I mean? But because that's another thing, bro. With these, you just see with this rap scene, you just got to do it, bro. If you love it, bro, it doesn't matter who you are, you just got to do it. So it was never an obstacle, but it was just something that came with it. Do you know what I mean? Of course, it's the UK. You're gonna have all these trolls and that. I think obstacles. I don't know. I don't really think there was any. Obviously, it ran so smoothly. The way, like when I met Obs, bro, honestly, we planned it all out, and we just stuck to the plan. There was no. It was really just we know what we're trying to do here. Just build a base and build the house slowly, and that's what it is really. It was never just let's just jump on that. So obstacle wise, yeah, I don't know really. Maybe in a few things like personally. But not really music-wise. Music-wise, so far has gone exactly how we wanted it to. So I feel blessed. So
you're the type of artist that plots and schemes and plans out a lot of the direction and where you're going. Would you say?
Do you know what? No, I'm rubbish, bro. I'm rubbish. But my manager's good with that.
Straight.
So it's like I do the music, he does that.
And he handles that.
And do you know what? It works. So.
And not every artist has a good manager, or even a manager. Some artists are anti-management. Do you know what I'm saying? Which I find kind of wild. Yeah, I mean, I think a lot of us think that because we don't really understand what a manager actually is. But as soon as I met him, he was just plain sailing.
Pretty much, bro. Yeah.
So you say that you like doing real rap. What is real rap to French the Kid, man?
It's real life stuff. I think it's rap without glorifying, really. Not even street rap without glorifying. I think it's just rapping about life in general, but like saying it really how it is instead of trying to like go around it. That's what I think it is really.
I suppose it can be in perspective because the start of your career could be more like that introspective, that raw stuff, the less glorification. But as your career progresses, maybe 5 years down the line and you've been doing mad shows, tours, the money is up, then that real rap could be flossy rap. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's true.
Do you ever see yourself progressing to like maybe talking about the jewellery a bit more, the cars a bit more, the ladies a bit more? I know you do talk about the ladies a bit still.
Yeah. I've got misses. Nah, do you know, it's like, I don't do the jewellery, but I never really have. Like, I like nice things, don't get it twisted, but it's not me. And it's fair play to all a lot that come from nothing and they buy all that. I've got no problem with that, but it's just not me. Do you get it? And then what you're saying about the real rap, would it always be so real? See, with me, bro, like as I go on, my raps, it will just be, I will still be rapping about my life, and it will just seem real because of just the perspective of the tune, innit, really, I think. So even if I'm not rapping about the street, because I'm doing music now, there will still be something there, do you know what I mean? Because you want people to relate to real rap, that's the reason, well, that's the reason I do it.
Straight up.
So yeah.
What are your long-term ambitions, man? What are you trying to achieve over these like next 5 to 10 years, would you say?
To be successful enough to keep doing music, even when I'm not getting paid for it, I feel like. Do you know what I mean? Because that is what I want to do. So if it's like, even now, literally before I came, I was downloading like beat software on my computer, so if it's making beats, it's just anything. Do you know what I mean? I always want to, no matter what I'm getting my money from, I always want to have a foot in the music scene. No matter what it is, really.
You just finished your first tour as well.
Yeah,
which is definitely a major achievement for any artist, no matter what level you're talking, you know what I'm saying? How would you describe that tour, man?
Eye opener. And it gets you used to the stage as well, because it's a bit rough the first time you get on that stage, but yeah.
What did you learn from that first tour, do you think?
Just how many supporters I actually do have. Like, because obviously numbers are digital, innit? But when you see them all there, it's crazy. It's mad. Especially when they're singing your lyrics and that, it's mad. Yeah, man.
What's your favourite song that you've written to date? And why?
Ooh, that's a good question. The one that is released is probably Broken Lives and Stolen Peds. But then the one that isn't released is on the mixtape. Literally. But they're both real rap tunes, so yeah. Because it just, you know, it's a type of tune where like when you're doing well, you won't ever get ahead of yourself if you listen back to them type of tunes. Do you know what I mean? So it's like a feet on the ground, really, for me.
So that's what it is about Broken Lives, Stolen Peds?
Yeah, 100%. Because I listen to that and I'm like, let me not go too crazy. Like,
was you bang on the peds when you was like younger? Like, was that what you was riding around on? Yeah.
Used to love them, bro. Where I grew up with a lot of travellers growing up, so we always had these peewees, innit? They're like these tiny dirt bikes, and it was just mad, bro. It was just mad.
Was you a bit of a daredevil then? Yeah. Like mad tricks
I was just a donut, bro. I used to think, I got on it. The first time I got on a motorbike, I told my boy that I knew how to ride it, so I got on it and I just flew, bro. I was like that. But it's good times, though. Good times, man.
I can't remember the song that I heard you rapping this, but you was definitely rapping about, you know, growing up with travellers.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Irish travellers.
Yeah.
How was that experience, man?
Even gypsies in France, bro. It's weird. I just thought, like, my best friend in France is a gypsy.
What, like nomad, don't live in no place? Like, is that the type of lifestyle?
Yeah, like sites, trail. I mean, over there they all live in houses, but it's but they'll have like a community within a village, and then that's all their family members will live inside that little, like, it could be a road or it could be like an alley, but each house is family members. But yeah, I just seem to get on with them, really.
Aside from, you know, living in France, where did the choice come from that you was going to actually rap in English and French? Was that to tap into a French, like, sort of market, or was it just, you know what, I feel a real affinity to the culture?
When I first done it?
Yeah.
That as well, obviously, I had to. It would have been stupid if I didn't. But the reason it happened is because I accidentally, when I first moved over here, where I was so used to speaking French, I was thinking in French. So when I was writing bars in English, or I was drunk and I'm freestyling, I would rhyme a word, but I'd rhyme it with a French word, and I'll be like, oh, and then that's really how it happened.
It came naturally.
Put phrases together and that.
And you don't sound like someone who's really trying to force it. Cause I just got to say, when you go into the French, you've got the whole pronunciation on. You sound like a proper French person. But when you speak, like now in person,
you wouldn't think.
Nah, you'd never.
A lot of people don't. A lot of people don't.
So
every place we go to, bro, there's someone that speaks French that will come up to me. Just a supporter, they'll be like, and they'll try me. You know, they'll test me, bro. It's just like, why? But I really do. I do speak, like, it's not. I don't know why I'd lie. Do you know what I mean?
What's the feedback been from, you know, that side of things over in France from your French
It's been really
raps?
good, bro. It's been really good, and it's weird because it's more like over the past, probably like 5-6 months, that I've really seen like a lot of French messages popping up, even artists that I used to listen to when I was younger, which is mad.
You been doing shows over there?
I've got a show over there. We were supposed to have a show over there, but COVID.
Yeah, lock that down.
Yeah, man.
So the French rappers that you were listening to, who were they, man?
Yeah.
Put them on.
SK, he was hard. There was Aurel San, he was massive, bro, massive. And he messed with, I was flabbergasted, bro. There's a few, but it's just it's a madness, really. You forget, you know. You just forget, bro. Like, especially when you see them messages. It's crazy.
You definitely put on some people to some names right there.
Oh, 100%. They'll probably hear that and think, what did you just say?
They'll have to rewind that a few times. I'm saying.
Sometimes.
Who's been the biggest cheerleader for your career so far, would you say? Like, one of the biggest supporters?
My mum, bro. To be honest, my mum and just the people around me. I'm lucky enough to have my family support what I do, so yeah, man. And that goes, when I say family, that means friends and family.
Your mum gets it then, yeah?
Yeah, man. My mum's a musician herself, innit?
Oh, straight, okay.
So it was bound to, I'm one of, I don't even know what I'm one of 5 boys.
Yeah.
So she said, at least one of you are going to become a musician.
Yeah.
So I had to be, man.
Where are you in the 5? Are you in the middle, the youngest? I know you're the oldest, you've got older brother.
Yeah, I've got older brother. I'm the second, and then I've got 3 younger brothers. Yeah.
I mean, are they feeling your music as well?
Yeah, they love it. They love it all the time. They always FaceTime me, listen to it. But they all live in France and that, so they hear it over there. But it's good because then they can show it to their little mates and that.
Straight up. So possible collaboration in the future with you and your mum, seeing as she's a musician as well.
Listen, who knows, man? 100%. Get a little sample. That's what I want to do.
What type of music does she make, man?
Everything, bro. She's got like a little band, and she goes around like Irish pubs in France. She plays music. She does like Irish folk. She'll do like Motown. She'll do Jimi Hendrix. She'll do everything.
Crazy.
Beatles, yeah, man.
So you've left your family in France and you're back here then?
Yeah. Literally.
Crazy.
Pretty much, bro.
How is that
I've got family here as well. Obviously, yeah. But it was just right. I was a fast. How do you say it? Like I was ready to leave the nest. Do you know what I mean? Like at a young age, I always was. So I just, she said, if you pass your, it's like GCSE equivalent, and it's called it's the brevet. And I was like, oh, I ain't gonna pass this, bro. And I was like, what I was thinking, I was like, because I didn't know what I wanted to do. She was like, well, if you don't pass this, I was either gonna join the army or just do whatever. But I somehow passed it, so.
Straight.
I think a teacher must have done me a
must
good
have
on the
helped you
side.
out.
I don't know, but I got there in the end. So the deal was she let me come back here.
Talk to me about your inspirations, man. Who were you, knocking in the headphones, like, 5 years ago, like when you was in like school and stuff?
50 Cent, bro. I was a massive 50 Cent fan. My whole life, literally.
G-Unit.
Trust me.
He's coming over to the UK this year, so it's going to be mad.
There you go.
So what, literally just 50, that's it?
Yeah, 50, but I used to listen to everything. I used to listen to rock music, to house music, and just put it all in. But if you saw my playlist, you would be like, what? But he heard my playlist, he was like, what the hell is going on?
What house music and rock music were you listening to, man? What were the artists?
Jimi Hendrix, the Beatles, Black Keys, that was all like the rock side, Nirvana. And then house music, I was just listening to mixes, selected mixes, if you know, 100%. It's definitely some house heads, but yeah.
So people that haven't heard the debut project, Never Been Ordinary, if they haven't pressed play on it, what do you want to tell them about this project, man?
Every different tune is like, you won't find a tune that's similar to the other. I don't really think. There's maybe 2. Because they just have drill beats, but other than that, everything on there is so just different compared to the other tracks. You know what I mean? So yeah, just be ready to be surprised, bro. Literally, that's what I think. And it's like it's cool because, like I said before, like all the tracks, these ain't tracks where I'm dropping a mixtape this year, so I'm gonna start recording all these tracks in like a boot camp, all in. Like, these are tracks from years, bro. Like, and they're all just coming up to this. So yeah, I'm just happy to release it, really.
Listen, man, they say my interviews are hotter. SK Vibemaker. I've been in conversation with French the Kid. How about that?
Man.
You know what I'm saying?
Look at that.
SK Vibemaker.